Welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm gonna do a remake of my broccoli bacon cheese soup to make it low carb. So what I'm gonna do is, instead of using flour, I'm gonna be using oat fiber. This is the first time I'm trying that out, so I don't know how that's gonna look like or taste like, or even if it's gonna work. The whole point of this is really to allow the cheese to melt smoothly versus having cheese clumps. I'm gonna use my canned chicken stock. I'm gonna be using a little bit of my dehydrated carrots from many years ago. I need to use that up soon. I do have a limpy head of broccoli. This is about, I would say, 2 cups broccoli. We'll use a little bit of green onion, and I have 3 slices of bacon. And then I would say this is 1 big clove of garlic, although it's 2 small ones. And then this is about 1/6 of a red onion. I have some leftover cheeses. This is about 4 ounces of cheese. So let's get started. So there are some unknowns in this process, but we'll figure it out as we go. However, I'm going to start out the same way as usual. I'm going to be chopping up 3 slices of bacon. According to my calculations, this whole entire pot of broccoli, cheese, and bacon soup will contain 11 net carbs. And render the fat. While that's rendering, I'm gonna be chopping up my onion. I'm gonna chop up my broccoli. I'm gonna put in the onions now. Just again a little bit of the carrot. If you're using fresh carrots, probably just a half of a medium-sized carrot. I'm gonna saute my onion for 2 minutes. In the meantime, I'm gonna shred my cheese. Now you don't have to shred your cheese. You can just cut them into small pieces. Today I'm shredding it because I really don't know how it's going to behave with the oat fiber. Now I'm going to put in the broccoli. And I'm going to saute the broccoli just a little bit. And a little bit of salt, a pinch of salt. Remember that the bacon is salty and the cheese will be salty, so don't over salt it. So how much oat fiber I'm gonna need, I have no idea. I think I'm gonna do 1 tablespoon. I don't want to introduce cardboard flavor into my soup, but I want to be able to cut the cheese literally so it does not clump into just 1 ball as I put it into the soup. After 2 minutes of sauteing my broccoli, I'm gonna put in my garlic. That gets sauteed just for a minute or 2. As you can see, all the grease have been used up already. At this point, I think I'm going to put my oat fiber in. Again, I never tried it before, so you're learning it with me. I'm going to do a tablespoon. And I'll try to dissolve this with the broth that I'm going to be adding. The chicken broth. You can just use water and then use chicken bouillon or some seasoning. But you have to watch that because it's probably going to have some amount of carbs in that. The other thing I want to put in some black pepper. Okay, it's ready for the broth. I think I'm only going to put in a broth just for now until it covers the broccoli so it can cook nicely. I'm going to leave the rest for now. The point right now is we want to cook the broccoli. So bring this to boil. Cook it under cover for about 10 minutes. So the broccoli has been cooked. So now what I'm gonna try to do is start adding my cheese before I put the rest of the broth in here, so while it's still kind of on a thick side. And I'm gonna do it slowly this time because I really don't know how the cheese is going to react. So I'm gradually adding the shredded cheese to make sure it does melt into the broth and it doesn't get stringy or clumpy. While I was waiting for this to cook, I also thought about maybe adding some cream cheese on top of the cheddar cheese, because I'm not gonna put any milk in this. Milk has lots of carbs and I really don't have a lot of cream at hand, so I'm gonna put in about an ounce of cream cheese instead of the usual milk or cream. I could probably put in sour cream as well. That's pretty low carb. It's like that. So I'll melt that in. So far it's looking smooth. I'm gonna keep adding my cheddar cheese. And I am just doing this on low heat, so don't try to boil it. That's not gonna make it better or faster. Really, it's just gonna clump more. So far I'm happy with the outcome. Last of my cheddar cheese. I'm gonna leave some for the topping, as I said. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, I think this is good. Now I'm only gonna put a little bit of more broth in here because this is still a little bit too thick for my taste. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's give it a little bit of a heat and then ready to serve. So this amount gave me 2 servings. So for the topping, I'm gonna add a little bit of more cheddar cheese, a little bit of chopped green onions, and a very tiny bit of heavy cream. And this is the final outcome, so let me go ahead and taste it for you so we can determine if there's any cardboard tasting. Oh, it doesn't have any funky taste from the oat fiber, and it's not as thick as usually because we don't have any thickening agent really. It's cheesy and bacony. So this serving has 5 net carbs in it. Enjoy! See you next time!